If you're here right now, it's likely because your grief feels unbearable, because you've had thoughts of not wanting to go on. And I want you to know that you are not alone. These thoughts are not a sign of weakness. They are not a sign that you are broken. They are a sign that your grief is speaking loudly, and it makes sense that it hurts this much. I'm Jo McRogers, a grief therapist, and lately I've had several conversations with grievers who are declaring that they are not convinced that they want to stay in this world. So today I'm going to explore this expression of grief and what to do about it. This video is a heartfelt ask. I'm not asking for any comments or likes, etc. It is a plea simply to please find a reason to stay. So for some context about why this video is timely. It is the end of February that I am making this video. So in North America, January has been identified as the most depressing month. Also, most deaths occur in January, which is somewhat related to medical issues that present in the winter. And the highest suicide rates also happen in the spring. So I am pitching these thoughts as we are right in the middle of depression and loss months, and we are just 3 or 4 months away from the months of spring, which hold the highest rate of suicide. And where I live, we are definitely experiencing the depths of winter. This is the view out of my bedroom window, and this is the walk I took with my dog today. See if you can even find him. Where I live, we are definitely in the depths of winter. So first, how often are these thoughts of leaving part of grief? Well, research tells us that after a significant loss, thoughts of not wanting to live are incredibly common. The studies suggest that up to 50% of bereaved individuals experience some level of suicidal thinking, and that's especially true in the really early months after the death. The first lie that grief tells you is that you will never feel better than what you feel in this moment. Grief can bring a deep sense of hopelessness, making the future feel empty and unbearable. I have been there, and it is overwhelming. These 50% stats underscore the profound impact that grief can have on our mental health, emphasizing the importance of seeking support during such challenging times. Please know that these thoughts of leaving are not exclusive to you. This is a known and painful part of grieving for so many, but highly unspoken of. And I hope these stats help to normalize any kind of suicidal thoughts that you may be experiencing while you are grieving. If you have held any of these thoughts, I want you to pause for a moment and ask yourself, do I really want my life to end, or is it that I want the pain to stop? Most grievers who struggle with these thoughts don't actually want to die. They just don't see a way forward with the pain. They feel swallowed up in the pain. And I want to say, your grief is valid, your pain is real, and so also is the possibility of healing and changing. My years of mental health crisis work have taught me that there is an important difference between suicidal thoughts and a death wish. Now, you're not going to find this in any textbook. These are my personal reflections. A death wish doesn't vary. It is ever present, regardless of what is happening in your life. But suicidal thoughts while grieving are often situational. If the situation were different, the thoughts of suicide would not exist. If your person was still here, you would not be thinking about leaving this world. If you could feel that some joy or happiness could be on the other side of this loss, you could imagine staying. Grief can convince you that you are alone, that no one understands, that there's no way out of this darkness. But that is the grief talking. It is not the truth. Right now, you may not see a future beyond this pain. And that's okay. You don't have to know the whole path ahead right now. You just have to take one small step at a time. Your love for the person who died is real, and that love can guide you toward finding some meaning. Maybe it's sharing their story. Maybe it's honoring them in small ways. Maybe it's just allowing yourself to keep breathing, to keep going, to stay here, even when it's hard. Your grief is part of your love. It will never be gone, but it will change. And so can your desire to stay. If today is hard, please focus on getting through today. Breathe, drink some water, reach out. Your life still matters. Your presence still matters. You are loved, you are needed, and you are not alone. You do not have to carry this alone. Please reach out. Talk to someone you trust, a friend, a family member, a grief counselor, someone in your clergy. There are crisis lines with people trained to help when you feel overwhelmed. If you're in Canada, you can call 988, the Suicide Crisis Helpline. This is the country that I live in. In other countries, there are crisis lines available to you. Please let someone help you through this transitional moment, this situational moment. These thoughts while grieving can be temporary. You don't have to do this alone. You deserve support. You deserve to be heard. You deserve to stay. For any of you who are viewing this video and you know of other grievers who might be at risk of these transitional thoughts, please share this video. Research indicates that experiencing suicidal thoughts during bereavement is more common than we realize. So, for instance, a study published in the American Journal of Psychiatry found that recently bereaved individuals exhibited higher levels of suicidal ideation compared to non-bereaved counterparts. This is a real byproduct of grief. Please know that if you are in this place of thinking about leaving, I'm asking you to find a reason to stay. One of the steps of grief is to find meaning. And one of the meanings need to be why and how you can stay here. So please, as you explore these thoughts, explore this concept of staying, I send you kind thoughts, kind words, and a kind heart. Reach out to where you feel safe, and please stay. Thank you. I'll see you again.